Hi there, welcome back, and if it's your first time, welcome. I am so excited about filming this tag. It is the perfect palette tag questions. It has been around YouTube for a long time, but being a new YouTuber, I've never done it, and I thought it would be really cool to do this video and to see if year to year how much my preferences change as I learn more about makeup and also about more palettes that I've had a chance to try. So let's get right into it. There are 8 questions, and so let's give it a go. So, best packaging. In this case, it is a controversial pick. I know that because it's fairly new and a lot of folks find it totally annoying. And that is, and it gets big fingerprints, but that is the Urban Decay Metals palette, heavy metal palette. And it slides in, you push from one side and it slides out and exposes 20 shades and a mirror in the middle. Now some folks find it really annoying to use the mirror. I just find that holding it this way works just fine. And you slide it back in with the colors, the brightest colors in first, and I think it's great. And I love the fact that the packaging is really tough and that I'm not worried so much about breaking it or its contents. So I think it's a great palette, regardless of what other people think. Second one is best color payoff, hands down. Again, a controversial palette, but hands down, it has to be my Subculture palette. Oh my goodness. I barely touch the colors, and they're on my eye. The only thing, of course, is that I need to be careful not to be sloppy, because then I have oodles of shades all over my lid where I don't want them. But for having color that is going to show up all day, last, be exactly where you want it to be, this palette is fantastic. I absolutely love it, and it makes me kind of curious to try other Anastasia shades that are more pigments as opposed to just eyeshadows. The next one is best for most versatile. Most versatile is, this was a no contest with 35 shades. It has to be the Jaclyn and Morphe collaboration, and it is, to me, the most versatile, not only for myself, but I think in general. And the reason for that is the various shades that are available, the vast amount of different transition shades, and also the fact that it's not all very neutral colors. You have some rusts, you have a nice kind of yellowy orange, you have a red, you have burgundy, and a variety of greens. Even though I can't wear some of those because I have green eyes, it's still, I can't help but dip into them from time to time. So I find that if there is a look and I need to be able to, I need to use only one palette, this is definitely the one I would go to. The next one is best for travel. Best for travel, I would really go for the Urban Decay Ultimate Basics palette, and a couple of reasons for that. First off, it has 12 shades and it includes a brush, and I know a lot of folks are not crazy about a brush, but if you're traveling and you're trying to be minimal, then a brush can be great, and the Urban Decay brushes tend to be okay. I love the palette because it has some nice cool tones, it has some nice warm tones, and it has a lot of transition shade options, and of course a brow bone highlight, and also a nice black for use as liner. It's got everything, and I can see how much I do not have to bring out of my makeup drawer when I have this palette with me as I travel. The next question is a biggest regret. Biggest regret. I don't regret the packaging, but I do regret the inside. And this is the Urban Decay Spectrum palette. I love a few of the colors in here, but unfortunately, like, okay, which ones do I like? I quite like Voodoo. I have actually enjoyed all of the purples. I was so surprised to really not like Protest. And the pinks and most of the browns I don't mind. It was so unfortunate because I guess I should have known better. I got the full spectrum palette, and then this one came on sale, and it had so many reviews, but of course the reviews were before the full spectrum palette was out. And I really think that with the full spectrum, I really did not need this, despite the fact that it's beautiful to look at and to play with. The next one is the best color names. I don't know about you, but for me, I am tired of seeing makeup identified with food names or overly sexualized names. I find it offensive sometimes. Like the latest one for me as a product was Glow Job. What woman wants to put that on her face? So I really appreciated this collection by Urban Decay collab with Jean-Michel Basquiat's estate. And I really enjoy a number of the names here. And they're not overly feminine, they're rather androgynous, and I actually don't mind that. Not for Sale is a really neat name. Leviathan, Enigma. I also really like the name Pseudonym. Really neat names. And there were 2 palettes in the collection, so here's the other one. And this one has my absolute favorite name, which is Neo, because I'm just a Matrix movie junkie, and it was so neat to see that name. So that's why I like those. The next question is least used. This is a palette that I got when I bought my Dolly palette from Buxom. This is the Suede, I think, Suede Seduction. And, you know, they're all so similar. I mean, there's the one peach in here, but if you take the peach out, it's all so basic and similar that I could do a couple of color combos with this one, but I've really only used it once. And I think that what I'm going to end up doing is to take advantage of the fact that Buxom shadows are interchangeable and put in maybe a few other pops of color to make this palette more usable. The shades are great. I'm not inspired by what's in here. Finally, the most used, most loved Desert Island palette. I have to say that it is this one. I love the shades. I love everything about it. I use the face palette options at the bottom as eyeshadow as well. And I find that I can do just about anything with this one. It gives me a lot of options, and I tend to use this one alongside other colorful shadows. It just easily build my base and then pack on some colors afterwards. I just find myself reaching for it over and over again, far more than I ever expected. And I have the other Tartelette palettes, and I really enjoy this one. Plus, if you haven't owned one of these before, they smell divine. They're really quite an amazing palette. I highly recommend. I hope you enjoyed this video. I would love to hear from you what would make the list from your makeup collection. And I guess I will find out if my selections for this year hold when it comes time to do it in a year's time or so. I hope you found it enjoyable, as I said, and thanks for tuning in. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and can't wait to see you next time. Bye-bye.